The impact had ripped the stardust apart, scattering debris like glitter across the frozen wastes of Xylos. 12. I was lucky to be alive, strapped into an emergency pod that had slammed into a vast glacial lake. The cold was immediate, brutal, seeping into my bones even to the pod's failing environmental seals. I was Kale, a deep space prospector, and my luck had just run out. I kicked free of the pod, surfacing into a world of fractured ice and churning, frigid water. The sky above was a bruised purple, heavy with unseen storms. Jagged ice formations, like colossal teeth, clawed at the horizon. Every breath was a gasp of pain, every movement a fight against the numbing cold. My survival suit was a thin membrane against this alien hell. I swam towards precarious ice flow, my muscles screaming. The water was alive, not just with currents, but with a low, resonant hum, a deep vibration that seemed to emanate from the very depths of the lake. It was ancient, powerful, and utterly alien. Then she emerged, not from the surface, but from a churning vortex of foam and spray, just meters away. She rose, a creature of impossible, vibrant green against the stark white and blue of the ice. Her skin, wet and glistening, seemed to ripple with muscle impossibly toned. Long, flowing green hair, like seaweed imbued with raw energy, streamed back from her head, revealing distinct, pointed feline ears. Her eyes, piercing yellow-green slits, burned with an unholy light, fixed on me with an intensity that froze my blood far more effectively than the water. Her mouth opened wide, revealing rows of needle-sharp teeth, each one a tiny, predatory dagger. A guttural snarl, more primal roar than sound, tore from her throat, echoing across the desolate ice. Her arm, sculpted and powerful, covered in what looked like intricate scale bracers, extended forward, breaking the water with a violent splash. A long, green, scaly tail, thick as my thigh, whipped through the turbulent water behind her. She was pure, untamed ferocity, a nightmare-given form, rising from the icy depths. My mind screamed run, but there was nowhere to go. My body, already numb with cold, refused to obey. I was trapped, a fragile, shivering speck in her domain. This wasn't a beast. This was a sentient predator, and I was its prey. No hesitation? The words, a desperate, almost insane reflex, burst from my lips. I didn't know why I said it. Maybe it was a shock. Maybe it was a cold-induced delirium. But instead of fear, a strange, defiant anger flared within me. You want me to cower? You want me to beg? Not happening. Her snarl deepened. Her glowing eyes narrowed, fixing on me with an unnerving focus. She surged forward, breaking more water, her powerful form gliding effortlessly through the frigid currents. I could feel the cold spray on my face, the raw power emanating from her. This was it. She stopped inches from me, her hot, acrid breath washing over my face. The stench of wet rock and something wild, primal, filled my nostrils. Her bared teeth glistened, impossibly close. I could see every ridge, every razor edge. My eyes, wide not with terror, but with a strange, defiant challenge, were locked on hers. Then something shifted, not in her posture, which remained coiled and deadly, but in her eyes. The raw fury, the predatory hunger, seemed to waver, just for a flicker, replaced by something else. Something I couldn't quite place. Confusion? Disbelief? No hesitation? Her voice resonated directly in my mind, a low, guttural rumble that vibrated through the water and into my bones. You challenge the first breath? First breath? What in the blazes was she talking about? She let out a sound that was half snarl, half something else. A frustrated growl. Perhaps the trial of the first breath. She resonated, her voice now less a roar, more a deep, resonant hum that vibrated through the ice. Where the young of my clutch faced the primal terror, where they learned to command the essence of their fury. They must face the terror, and through it, find their strength. They must draw forth the first breath from within. My mind clicked. The snarl, the bared teeth, the glowing eyes, it was an attack. It was a display, a ritual. She wasn't trying to kill me. She was trying to terrify me, to push me to my limit, to see if I had the first breath she spoke of, And my defiance, my stupid human no hesitation, was the equivalent of a child spitting in the face of a god. You were testing me? I asked, a new kind of awe mixed with lingering terror bubbling up inside me. She nodded, a slow, deliberate movement. All who enter the ice cathedral must face the trial, to prove their worth, to show their inner fire. Most crumble. Their fear consumes them. They offer nothing. You offer defiance. A faint, almost imperceptible tremor ran through her scale body. Was she impressed? A Xylarian warrior, a creature of primal fury, acknowledging my human stubbornness? It is unexpected, she resonated. A strange resonance, a form of strength we do not understand. You did not unleash a greater fury. You did not wield a stronger weapon. You offered unyielding will. And yet you stood. You did not break. She was Lyra, I now understood, a guardian of the Ice Cathedral, a sacred place where her kind, the Kthar, underwent their most fundamental rite of passage. The icy water wasn't just water. It was the very essence of their power, their connection to the planet's core. They drew their strength, their first breath, from its frigid embrace. And I, a human, had stumbled into their most sacred ritual. Perhaps, I said, finding my voice, a new confidence in it. The first breath isn't always what you expect. Sometimes it's just refusing to drown, even when you're terrified. She studied me for a long moment, her glowing eyes seeming to peer into my very soul. Then she straightened, her immense presence filling the space. But now, something else, a profound, almost respectful curiosity. Indeed, human Kale, she resonated, her voice a deep, steady hum that no longer felt threatening, but almost welcoming. Perhaps it is not always what we expect. Your species, you are a fascinating paradox, a fragile form, yet an unbreakable spirit, a cacophony of chaos, yet a surprising wellspring of defiance. She turned, her scaly tail flicking through the water, and began to glide deeper into the churning depth of the lake, toward a vast, unseen opening in the ice. Come, her voice resonated, beckoning. The trial is complete. There is much to learn from a species that faces primal fear with no hesitation. I stood there, shivering, but no longer from cold. My survival suit was failing, but my spirit, strangely, felt invigorated. I was alive, and I had just passed a trial I hadn't even known I was taking, by being nothing more than my terrified, chaotic, utterly human self. My mission to prospect for minerals suddenly seemed insignificant. A new mission, far more profound, had just begun. A mission to understand a first breath that lay hidden in the unexpected corners of the universe.